Ah, Avorion. The latest addition to Game Night, thanks to our fearless leader, Brian. After my recent and severe Factorio addiction, I decided I would play a little Avorion and try and discover her secrets. So friends, here are 5 things I learned along the way that I hope will improve your experience. Okay, so my first tip is on freeing the mouse. Normally the mouse is going to control which way the ship is pointing. So if you want to use the mouse to access the menu at the top here, you just press and hold the shift key. Okay, tip number 2, similar to tip number 1, is how to free the camera. By default, the camera will follow the mouse reticule, so to free look, you just push and hold the right mouse button. This really comes in handy if you want to look around, or if you want to shoot things that are behind or to the side of you. Now the only thing I've noticed with this feature is that the turrets pan pretty slowly, so that's just something to keep in mind. Okay, tip number 3, how to find the direction of an object. Let's say you've arrived in a new sector and you want to find the shipyard. You can press the F9 menu, select the shipyard, and now, when you exit back to your ship view, this arrow will appear to guide you to it. If you don't feel like selecting the shipyard, you can also just use these directional icons, which pretty much do the same thing. Okay, tip number 4 is using the mirror feature. Let's say you want to add something to the ship on both sides. The easiest way to do this is to open up the mirror menu, select the X-axis mirror, and now when you place that object, it will place it perfectly on both sides. Just be aware, this also works with delete. Lastly, tip number 5, which is using the control button to match footprints. Let's say I want to cover this thruster here with a thin sheet of armor. So the first thing I would do is make the sheet as thin as possible. But now, instead of adjusting the length and width, all I do is hover where I want to place the panel and press Control. Control makes the panel match the footprint of the receiving block without changing the thickness. And then if you wanted to place armor on a top surface or a front surface, just rotate the piece first, then press Control, and then click to place. And this doesn't just work with armor, this will work with any block. And there you have it. That is my top 5 tips for Avorion. If you found this video helpful, please send torpedoes. And I will see you Thursday.
So there will be a portal.
I just want to say, this has been a hell of a run. No matter where it goes from here.
I'm dead.
Sorry, Brian.
Alright, I'm hitting this. Holy shit, that was so fucking phenomenal.